Okay, so almost every woman wants the perfect smile, but these days it's not just women who want to take their look to another level when grinning from ear to ear. So here to learn about more men that are joining in is, hello me, but also to teach us Dr. Terry Alani, and then of course her patient, Lynn Boyd. I'm dying to know about this. Like, seriously, it is fascinating to me about this. So I'm like, I want to learn all about it. I even came to the green room and was like, no, seriously, how many men are coming to see you for this? Because it is like running rampant. It's metrosexual to a whole new level.
No, it's interesting. Men are finally catching up to women. Thank you very much.
Finally. Finally.
But we have a lot of men that come in now, and presence and appearance are so important in the workplace. Men are driven by, number one, they want to compete in the workplace, and number two, they want a more youthful appearance. So according to the American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry, they say that veneers have increased about 200% and whitening procedures about 300%.
For men or just in general?
Just in general.
Okay,
and then as far as men, I would probably say about a third to probably half our practice are men that come in for cosmetic procedures. And you would think that the wives are the ones that force them to come in, but no, not necessarily. They come in because they have to compete now with younger guys in the workforce.
With Ken dolls.
Yes, exactly.
With Ken dolls with perfect teeth. Right. So why did you want to do it? You had a sort of a different reason, but now the result is fabulous.
I had a lot of large fillings that kept falling out, so it's more of a structural thing.
Sure, that's what they all say, Lynn. That's what they all say. Yeah, it was more of a structural thing. I like that though. You stick with that. Yeah. But you have a funny story. You told me about you went, you know, your family really didn't notice. I want to show the before and afters in a second, but your family didn't notice. You went on a fishing trip, and your fishing guides two different times said to you, "What'd you do to your teeth, Lynn?"
Yeah. One in Mexico and the other in Florida. The only people that ever really said anything about it. Which
is hilarious, because you would think those men are like, hey, well, what bait you using today? You know, all salty. If you notice in the background there, just so you think that there's nobody in the shot, Scott is over there rearranging our kitchen, and you're going to see that in a little bit. But just so you know, that's going on if you hear any clinks. So, okay, so let's get back. Let's see the before and after pictures, because this is pretty dynamic. Your before and afters. And this is why I can't understand why people didn't see this before. You know, a lot of your family members, I would think, would be like, oh my gosh, look at the pictures of him.
He had a lot of large, broken down fillings, and I think the straw that broke the camel's back is when you actually came in and you had some fillings fall out, and I said, come on, Lynn, we have to get this done. So, but in his case, actually, it was a great cosmetic result, but it was mainly for function. And, you know, if you think about men, I mean, they'll go out and buy a Vet, say a Corvette, and what happens when you don't drive it? You park it, but your smile stays with you forever, and it's powerful.
Yeah, you get out of that Vet, you slam the door, you see a beautiful woman, and then you're like, rah!
But a lot of, Whitney, a lot of men that don't have great smiles, I call it sort of a half smile. They kind of smile like the corner of their mouth or what have you. And a smile, if you think about it, I heard a speaker speak once that said a smile is the most important component of the business triad. When you meet someone in business, it's a look in the eye, a handshake, and the smile. And the smile is the most important component. So it makes a big difference, and I am surprised that more men don't have this done.
Right, but I think a lot of it is they feel like they're being vain. And, you know, did you feel at all that you were, you know, I know it was structural. Structural. But did you, you know, sort of like say, oh gosh, this is a little bit vain that I'm doing this, or did anybody comment on it being vain, or do guys comment on
I honestly never thought about vain, you know, and Dr. Alani told me you'll look better.
He's like, hey,
I
that's
expect that, you know. So that's good. It's a good byproduct. So.
That is a good byproduct.
And he smiles a lot more now, don't you?
Well, probably.
Of course, yes.
Now, what is this going to cost me if I see a guy and I say, hey, you really, no, I wouldn't do that, but I maybe hint it. In fact, you know what would you say to somebody? Because I did have a friend, come to think of it, when I was living in New York, a great guy that I wanted to set up with my girlfriend. I mean, he was so much fun and so smart and everything, and I was dating somebody at the time, so I wanted to set him up. But all my girlfriends kept saying, he's really nice, Whitney, but his teeth are all over the place.
That's a big thing. What you have to be very careful, because it can be very personal with people, but you could say, well, you know, you've got great eyes, whatever. It would sure be nice if you whitened your teeth up just a little bit, because the whitening procedure is really the least invasive, and it runs around $500 to $600.
Okay.
And then you can go to veneers, or the all porcelain crowns, which is what Lynn has, which has no metal. Those can run anywhere from $1,000 on up. It really just depends on what dentist is doing it.
And which teeth
but
you need.
it's so worth it. But it is. That's a tough one when you meet a man and you have these good-looking men and they smile and it just takes away from everything.
Yeah, my friend calls them. Here's some before and afters that you've done that look amazing. My one friend calls them summer teeth. Some are here, some are there, some are
everywhere.
Some are here, some are there. I was like, that's actually really kind of funny.
But look at the difference it makes. It just brightens up your face.
And this is a young guy. He looks way younger, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He looks amazing. Like you meet this guy at Cyclone Anaya, you know, he's at the bar, and you say, wow, he's cute, and then he smiles, and you're like, okay, not so cute, but still really nice.
That's what I used to do. Being a dentist has its privileges. When I was dating, yeah, the first thing I would do is get hold of their teeth. It's like, okay, I can do this. I can correct this part. But it does. It makes a huge difference.
I have a thing. You call your dentist. Okay, you meet a guy. You want him to fix his teeth. You're like, you know what? I have a great dentist. You don't say cosmetic dentist. You just say, you know what? She is so great, and she actually showed me this new procedure, whatever. And then you call Terry. You're like, Dr. Alani, listen, the guy's teeth are yellow, and he needs to have them fixed. So can you take care of that? And then Dr. Alani, you're the one who has to do the dirty work.
We do get that, though. We do. It's like, could you please talk them into it? We have to be very careful, but once the men get the cosmetic work done, you can't keep them, you can't stop them from smiling. It's amazing, and they say they would have done it earlier if they had known. But I think it's just more of a vanity thing, or, you know, men are supposed to be macho.
And so they think that's too vain. You're macho, though. Go fishing. Just go fishing. Look next. Then they go to the Botox, and then they want their nails and their hair done. It's just, anyway, though, but I want to thank you so much for being here, Dr. Alani. And, of course, Lynn, thank you so much. There's her number right there, 713-621-5141. Hello, my husband, he needs, I can hear you doing it right now, ladies, but even if you need it, so call her. She's